Jeff Bezos' billionaire lifestyle after retirement. How did the billionaire Jeff Bezos spend his retirement? When you hear the name Jeff Bezos, the first thing that comes to mind would be the multi-millionaire who owns Amazon. And if you haven't known, he has announced to the public that he has resigned from one of the biggest online companies as the CEO as of July 5, 2021, which he built from ashes. This leaves him to have a net worth of $213 billion. Now, if you're wondering what would his retirement lifestyle be like, well, if you want to know, then go ahead and watch this video until the end. Let's start by discussing the beef between Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. Seeing two billionaires go at it has to be one of the most amusing things to see, especially when they decide to outwealth each other. This appears to be the case with Jeff Bezos and his quirky opponent Elon Musk. In reality, the strange billionaire Elon Musk has been saying since 2017 that Bezos cloned him after Bezos bought an electric self-driving startup for $1.3 billion for no obvious reason. Was Bezos imitating Musk? Not at all. It was a well-kept secret that Jeff Bezos was developing electric vehicles at the time. We all know that Elon Musk is riding solo in this area because Bezos spent $5.5 billion on his own aerospace firm Blue Origin only a few days after retiring, and it's easy to sympathize with Musk. He is the unquestioned EV billionaire, and he is also the SpaceX billionaire, which is why it is simply easy to sympathize with him. We have confirmation that Bezos has been selling Amazon stock. He sold $2 billion worth of stock in 2021 alone, so yeah, he's damn serious. Then we have this costly divorce. As strange as it may sound, one of Bezos' large spending after retiring was his divorce from Mackenzie. It happened in an instant. The official divorce declaration was published the day after Bezos officially resigned, and Mackenzie Bezos, his wife of over 25 years, irrevocably severed ties with him. The reasons for the divorce were not made public, but there were rumors at the time that the Amazon millionaire had found another woman. This was later proven when he was seen with Lauren Sanchez, a former TV star who now flies helicopters. That is, however, none of our concern. We're more interested in the divorce settlements than Mackenzie's luggage from the divorce. When Jeff Bezos founded Amazon after he married Mackenzie, they didn't sign a prenup, and she should have received half of the firm. This would have given her net worth at $56 billion, which means that if anything were to happen with their shares as well, then this young entrepreneur could become the wealthiest woman in the world. Nevertheless, this 4% interest was worth around 20 million Amazon shares, which resulted in Mackenzie becoming the third richest woman in the world and giving her an additional $38 billion. It surely made Bezos' coffers significantly lighter, dethroning him from his $200 billion position and potentially creating the scene for Elon Musk to outshine him in terms of the title The Richest Man Alive. At this point, it is already clear that Bezos has spent a lot of money after his retirement. If you are as rich as the former CEO of the biggest e-commerce platform, how do you like to spend your money? Let us know by leaving a comment below. Speaking of the billionaire lifestyle of Jeff Bezos after retirement, we've only scratched the surface. So go ahead and continue watching to know more about how he's spending a fortune after leaving his position as the CEO of Amazon. Without further ado, let's get back rolling. Next up is the portfolio of Jeff Bezos' real estate, which is valued at $578 million. Amazon's prosperity had already reached new heights by 2005, so Bezos invested an extra $50 million in an adjacent 8,300 square foot estate with 5 bedrooms and 4 baths. The properties had a total of 310 feet of beachfront. Bezos has spent tens of millions of dollars buying houses and land around the United States since then. We bet you didn't know that. Land and property are the only things that Bezos adores more than boats. Most millionaires do, and Bezos has impeccable taste in this area. And unlike Elon Musk, who can't sleep in a 50,000 collapsible dwelling, Bezos has been buying expensive residences since the late 1990s, when Amazon was still a little firm. Bezos spent $10 million on a 20,600 square foot 5-bedroom, 4-bath home in Medina, Seattle. This house was in the same neighborhood as Bill Gates, the world's richest man at the time. During the height of the epidemic, he purchased a luxury apartment in Manhattan that was located on the 20th floor of 212 Fifth Avenue. The unit had 3 bedrooms and cost $16 million. Before making this acquisition, he had previously spent a combined total of $80 million in Washington to acquire the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th floors of the same structure. A former textile museum located in the Columbia area of posh Washington, D.C. was purchased by him for the price of $23 million. Then, in a move that should not have come as a surprise coming from the ultimate boss, Bezos drew a cue from Bruce Wayne about how he purchased the most costly house in Maui, Hawaii. Bezos could have paid the property's asking price of $78 million, but instead, he decided to buy out the holding company that was the property's previous owner. The land was rather pricey. The home was never advertised to the general public, and because of this, there is very little information available about it on the internet. However, we do know that it spans an astounding 14 acres and includes a variety of amenities, such as the main house, which is 4,500 square feet, and a guest house that is 1,700 square feet, both of which are constructed in the traditional Hawaiian plantation style. The CEO of Amazon is currently spending George Clooney's entire net worth on a yacht, and as if that wasn't crazy enough, the super yacht will come with a smaller 246 yacht that will be solely dedicated to landing helicopters. Can you guess who just so happens to have a helicopter pilot license? None other than Amazon boss Lauren Sanchez. Take notice because future millionaires will do things like this out of love. On a more serious note, we thought it odd that a 417-foot yacht would require another boat for helicopter landings, when vessels half its size could easily come with 2 helipads. So we dug a little more and discovered that it had everything to do with Bezos' arrogance and everything to do with the extravagant, perhaps superfluous design his super yacht will have once completed. Anyone attempting to land a helicopter on that yacht would have to contend with those 3 massive sails, which is a recipe for catastrophe, my buddy. However, the same massive sails are also the reason the ship has been delayed indefinitely. They're so tall that the Rotterdam-based business building the super yacht has considered obtaining a permit from the Netherlands to demolish a historic bridge simply so the record-breaking vessel can sail out of town. When Rotterdam residents learned of this, they launched a holy hell petition against the decision, threatening to fling rotten eggs on the boat if permission was issued. The entire project is now in limbo, and Bezos is still spending money every day as we speak. Wristwatches are one of the most absurdly costly and yet ridiculously inexpensive luxury goods on the market. Watches can be among the most abnormally costly goods on the market for a gadget that primarily serves to tell the time. Rolex or Patek Philippe watches can cost up to $1 million, and people often wear them to show that they are very rich. What Bezos hasn't spent on watches, he has lately made up for with a $42 million mountain clock project that is still under development. When Bezos originally had the idea of a big clock being constructed within a mountain in 2018, he directed his engineers and contractors to construct a giant multi-room clock inside a mountain in West Texas. In essence, Jeff Bezos is constructing a clock that will keep track of time for the next 10,000 years. He has defended this strange and expensive plan by saying that the clock will show people that the far future is real and will affect their children and grandchildren. But what makes this clock unique, and why does it cost $42 million? On the one hand, it's a giant 500-foot tall clock, and most things that large usually cost big. This clock, on the other hand, will be mechanically driven by day and night thermal cycles, and will be synced at solar noon. The clock is also programmed to only tick once a year and to chime once every 1,000 years. No one knows when the project will be completed or when the clock will be commissioned for an essentially everlasting timepiece. We're guessing it'll take a long time, and since Bezos doesn't appear to be going broke anytime soon, the $42 million budget may double or treble if the project takes longer than expected. It's undeniable that Jeff Bezos is living every retiree's dream. He's retiring way younger and richer than the average American retiree. Do you want the same for yourself? Well, reaching this part of the video would be a great start because despite every mistake that a billionaire has made, one can be an inspiration for you to start working, to become rich, or simply retire with hefty cash and spend your retirement doing the things that you love, like spending more time on a beach. And that, folks, concludes our video about Jeff Bezos' billionaire lifestyle after retirement. Thank you for watching our video, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.